Greetings, tubers of you. This is a video I recorded yesterday, and I'm dubbing it today because that's sometimes what I do. I'm playing with this is a ranked game. I'm playing with the modified version of my squad. I probably say this in the beginning of every video. This is the squad you saw in the previous episode, I think, and the episode before that, where I had 4 Smokejumpers and a very tough rookie, if you've seen that, and this is kind of like that, but I removed one of the Smokejumpers in skeleton suits with LPR and drugs, left only 3 of them, and also removed the very tough rookie, and instead I acquired a Sectoid and 2 Thin Men, because I really wanted to get into using Thin Men for quite a long time. This build gives me costs me 650 credits. Sorry, 9,650 credits, and which puts me pretty much guarantees. Oh, not guarantees, but pretty much guarantees the first turn. So here you can see that I'm starting on the end with the statue, which is, I think, slightly worse than this end, I just basically dashed forward. Because because I take the first move, I heard some movement on the opponent's side during the turn, but I edited the turn out, and at this point I think they have at least one human, and there's a lot of sectoid feet going around. I also was kind of thinking that maybe they have Thin Men for some reason, but I think I don't know why I thought that way. Maybe it could have been like an audio glitch. I don't know if this game have audio glitches. Maybe it does. So the plan was to use the Thin Men for scouting, which is, their function, probably in every match, and then see and scout out the enemy, see what they are up to, see what composition of troops the opponent has brought to the game and to the match, and then move in with my Smokejumpers up to drugging them up. And basically Sectoid is just complementing Thin Men. We see now here that on the second turn of the opponent, there's some sort of merging going on inside the building, the whatever, chapel, church, tomb, and a super unit appears because they were overwatching from behind the building. And the Sectoid by the name of Jake Solomon goes down. So I know one position of one of them, and I think at this point I was very eager to use poison, and completely disregarded the fact that they were wearing a Titan armor, which is immune to poison. And I realized that after I clicked yes, like release poison. Another thing I really wanted to use, I think, was also just releasing the poison through the roof and the walls, which is something that works it's a glitch, but it's a permanent glitch. Works through on every game. So I'm just positioning all this, and it's all for nothing, really, unless you consider that like blocking that corner over there was worth anything. But yeah, this is basically a game of a match of how not to play, what mistakes you should not be making. Probably that was one of the first mistakes that I made. The second one could have been leaving that Thin Men sitting behind the wall and just overwatching, because that was pretty useless. I should have probably got them on the roof and done some more scouting. So we see then on the third turn that the enemy is repositioning their super soldier. Another mistake I did here was that I didn't even throughout the game. I mean, I didn't really have a chance now, I think, but I didn't really check what exactly was the super soldier not made of, but what abilities they had, and what class it was, because I just assumed that it was either medic or assault, and I was like, yeah, whatever. After some more scouting on this turn, I discovered that they also have a Sectoid commander. It was a 74% chance of hitting him, and I just went for it, thinking that 2 Thin Men could possibly bring him down. Now another mistake here is probably dashing over there, and you see now why, because I triggered 3 overwatches, and it was probably extremely lucky of me to survive this one. The reason I was dashing inside, not dashing inside, but moving inside, is I wanted to get as good of a percentage on the commander as I could possibly, because if I had killed them at that point, then I would also kill the 2 sectoids, and they would be down to 1 unit. I knew that after the first Thin Man failed, I couldn't possibly kill the sectoid commander in that turn, but I knew that if I would bring him down, bring the health down, then on the next turn at least 1 hit would be enough to bring it down. So I think here is already a mistake is made by the opponent, because they do not move their commander into cover, and they just use mind control straight away, which is probably 100% chance to mind control the Thin Man. And it's also doubtful that it was a good move to actually mind control the Thin Man. It was, I think, in most cases, it is a bit of a waste of mind control. It takes, what, 5 turns to recharge? I personally would have killed both Thin Men, since they seem not to know what exactly they're facing, besides having seen the 2 Thin Men. It seems a bit hasty to just use the mind control. So now I definitely have to kill the Sectoid commander, because if I kill him now, then I get rid of 4 enemies. 3 of them die. This is the Sectoid commander and the 2 sectoids he's merged with, and I get back my Thin Man. So I'm gonna be up 1 unit, and they're gonna be down 4 units, and we're left with only the super soldier. What helps me here is the fact that, like I said, the Sectoid commander is just standing there, not being in any sort of cover. And they more or less saw where my Thin Man came from, the direction they came from. So probably should have moved the Sectoid commander somewhere else. I trigger a lot of overwatches, but these 2 guys are on stims, and so I'm not really worried about their health. They obviously survived. There's only 1 damage done, so another one was a miss, and this one takes down the Sectoid commander, and it is beautiful, because there we go, 3 units dead and 1 returns back to me, and this is basically game over for the opponent. They're only left now with their super soldier in Titan armor. Here also I want to mention that I don't think Titan armor works in general. I haven't seen anyone so far using it successfully against a skilled opponent. And the kind of build they had in this game, I think, mostly works in the situations where you're dealing with the same kind of build. For example, if this build was facing 2 super soldiers in Titan armor, for example, one a sniper, another one a medic or an assault, then I guess that would be a good counter. But when you're dealing with something like what I was bringing to the battle, I think it is quite hard to play a successful game and win. And here again, I think the opponent makes a mistake of just dashing forward, because the weapon they have in their hand is an LPR, which doesn't really do much damage. Plus, I'm on drugs. I guess they failed to notice the little green arrow, and they don't check F1 much like I didn't. And they just end up going for one of the units, I guess thinking that they would kill one of them, and then the other one would not be able to kill them, because the assault is this type of assault. I don't know which one it is, to be honest, but this type of assault is immune to critical. You can see there's 0% critical chance, and they would just win the game that way. But yes, that probably would be the case if only my units were not on drugs, but they were. So that gives me again 4 guns of the same caliber on a guy on just one person with a lot of health, and you can probably guess that this is not ending well for them. I want to note here that this is probably a very classic fire, water, gasoline kind of match, because I start very boldly, dash forward, and kind of lose a couple of units. It seems like by the mid game, it seems like I'm losing the game, and then somehow, with the help of RNG and I guess some experience that I already had with this game, I managed to turn the game around in my favor. I feel most of the time that this is what I'm doing, and I hope it's not very annoying for people who are much more skilled than I am and are watching this game. But I think it was still a fun match. I guess that kind of turnaround and turning the table situation is what often makes for exciting matches. So I was briefly considering there of moving my troops further away and so on and so forth. But I decided that I probably had enough firepower to kill this guy next turn. And I wasn't completely sure, but my guess was also that he just didn't have any more ammo left in his light plasma rifle. Again, this makes his dashing forward, not dashing forward, but he's running gunning my troops even more of a dubious tactic, because he only had at that point 2 shots left, and he just comes in where everyone else is, where all the enemies are located, and uses those 2 shots. Probably not the best thing to do. And yeah, I had 40% chance on the last shot, and I took it, and that's the end of the game. The person had about 242 hours played, and it's quite a big amount of hours. Unless again they just left the computer, no, not the computer, but they left the game on while they went on a vacation to Italy or Switzerland or somewhere. But yeah, I think it was an interesting match, and I think it's a very good and capable squad that employs 2 thin men, and then 3 units that are very mobile and again on drugs. It's probably superior to my previous squad, which was 4 Smokejumpers, and same Smokejumpers plus the rookie that was very tough, but again was not as mobile and didn't have poison. Obviously couldn't leap like the thin man can. So yes, that's the match. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.